Once upon a time, in a quaint seaside village nestled between towering cliffs and shimmering waters, lived a spirited young girl named Kira. With skin kissed by the sun and eyes as deep as the ocean, Kira was the daughter of a hard-working fisherman named Coffee. From the moment she could walk, Kira dreamed of adventures beyond the horizon, of soaring through the clouds like the seabirds that danced on the wind. But Coffee saw only one path for his daughter, the way of the sea. He knew his daughter had no interest in the waters. There were times they went fishing and she just sits back and watch. She'll rather talk about how she wants an adventure in the big city or laugh about how the tall buildings would make her feel like an ant. Coffee was hoping his daughter would grow up one day and wake up to her reality. Despite her father's wishes, Kira's dreams remained as vast as the ocean itself. She spent her days secretly sketching tall buildings and beautiful sceneries of the city, like she heard from her friends who had visited their families in the city. But fate had other plans for Kira. One day, she went fishing alone. As she ventured farther out to the sea than ever before, a sudden storm arose, thrashing waves against her small boat and swallowed her whole. As the storm subsided and the sun emerged from behind the clouds, Kira found herself washed ashore on an unknown island, its lush jungles teeming with life and promise. She was scared and nervous. She gained some strength, and walking through the island, she collapsed again. Kira woke up in a warm hut. She found herself in different clothes. Fear gripped through her spine as she was in a strange place. An old man entered the hut, calmed her down and explained how he found her unconscious and couldn't revive her there. With some help, he brought her to his home. He introduced her to his wife. Kira told them her ordeal with the storm and how she was washed ashore, and was trying to find her way back home. Kira began living with the old couple. They adopted her and took care of her like their own, although they had a daughter who lived in the city. Kira still missed her father and knew how heartbroken it would be for him to have lost his only precious daughter. Few years later, the old couple announced their daughter would be visiting. Kira was excited to finally meet their daughter, Xena, whom she had heard so much about. Kira begged to follow Xena to the city, as she was tired and bored of staying in the village. She was so much excited when they all agreed. She started daydreaming of all the adventures she'll have from the moment she steps into the big city. Kira's expectations were the opposite of what she imagined. Xena neglected Kira and cared only about work and herself. Kira would do all the house chores and be given little food or be starved sometimes. One day Kira fell ill and Xena gave some medications to her. She then left home without showing up for some days. Kira didn't feel better, so she took some of Xena's money she found in her purse to go to a pharmacy to get medicine. Xena finally came back and started looking for her money. Kira explained that the medicine she gave her didn't make her feel better, so she had to take some money to go to a pharmacy. Before she could finish her sentence, Xena pounced on her and started beating her. Kira ran out of the house before matters got worse. Xena told her never to return to her house as Kira was a thief and she couldn't live with one. Kira started wandering round the streets and was begging strangers for money to buy food, just to survive. One day, as she was wandering the street, she caught a glimpse of a woman making pottery. She came close to the window of the studio to have a better view. The woman noticed and called her into her studio. She asked what she was doing at the window. Kira explained how she caught sight of her while passing by and wanted a closer view. The woman introduced herself as Mama Yara and she told Kira about the art of pottery. Mama Yara asked if Kira was interested in learning pottery. Without hesitation she screamed, "Yes!" Mama Yara smiled and told her to invite her parents over so she could meet them. Kira, looking downcast, explained her story to her, and brought out the last coin she had on her. She then said, "Mama Yara, this is all I have for now. I'll pay you once I'm able to get more. I promise not to owe you a penny." Mama Yara smiled and told her she'll have to work at her shop to pay for her training. Kira agreed instantly and started working for Mama Yara while she learned pottery. Kira put all her mind into learning pottery and made so many beautiful designs. Her designs were unique, and she always had a story behind each piece she made. Mama Yara was of great help to Kira and taught her everything she knew. If only she was alive to see how Kira would grow the pottery store into one of the biggest in the city. Kira's designs were heard of all over the city. She became a very successful potter. When Mama Yara was sick, she willed her store to Kira, before she died. Kira promised her in her sick bed, not to disappoint her. Kira fulfilled her promise to Mama Yara and found fulfillment beyond measure. Her happiness was complete when she found her father. She brought him to the city and life was beautiful once again for Kira, as she had all she wanted and more.